We've been working on the development of the new 4 Series for the past years, and we're really happy to actually finally have this car launched to be on the road. The official launch of this car is actually tomorrow, but I have seen a few on the road already, so it looks like some dealers and some customers have gotten a little happy and have figured out a way to retail a couple of them. But anyway, my name is John Quinn. I am the 4 Series product manager, also responsible for the 3 Series, the X3, the X4, and the Z4. And I just want to take a few moments to talk about this car. It's been out there for a while. It has caused a lot of stir, and we think that the stir is going to be positive in the long run for the life cycle of this car. But just want to take a few moments to give you a refresher prior to actually having the experience to drive the car next week, both on the street and on the track. And so, Oleg, if we can just scroll through a couple of these pictures, because design was really one of the core elements behind this car. And I think that's behind any car, but that was really an important focus for the overall product team or project team in Germany throughout the process for the development of this car. So if you look at the surface language of the new 4, the designers really focused on this interplay between the sharply sculpted volumes with the highly precise contours that really adds to this general athletic and luxurious look. And on the sides of the car, you can see the swage line, and it's just lower than most other cars, or the character line, that is. This run between the wheel arches, and actually there's another one even further lower that really kind of accentuates the general road presence of the 4 Series. Another really nice thing to look at here from a proportion perspective is the stretched roof line, and it gently slopes back toward the trunk of the car and really provides it with this modern yet sporty appearance. And I think finally, and another important thing, I think here for a coupe, it's important to have those really aggressive rear wheel arches. And that's done so by the passenger compartment that is really tucked back and really blends well into the back of the car. And, you know, it does a good job of showing how the air could flow over the car in general. And I think like the front, the rear is dominated with a lot of clear surfaces and fewer lines there. Now on the house slide, if we can jump ahead just a few, Oleg, here. You know, one of the comments that I hear most about the 4 Series, and even though it's been out for about 7 years already, is, you know, what is the 4 Series exactly, especially from new customers who are coming into our brand. And they ask, you know, is it just a 3 Series coupe that they may have had in the past? And I think the answer to this, and in this generation, in comparison to previous generations, is certainly no. And I can definitely say that the car has grown not only in size, but really into this unique model that really embodies the bold, aggressive design, and in my opinion, is combined more importantly with the enhanced sportiness and dynamic driving that you would expect from a BMW, and really truly separates itself from the pack with the best in segment driving dynamics. And I think this slide does a pretty good job of illustrating that in a pretty easy way, and easily understandable way. You know, the 3 Series is the foundation of our company's success, and it's been around since 1975, and it's currently in its 7th generation. You know, and up until now, I think the 3 Series has really formed the perception of most of our customers, and even our critics, and anybody who associates anything with BMW, they usually associate the 3 Series with it. And I think without this really strong foundation, we wouldn't have been able to expand our portfolio to this extent, and in this particular case, the 4. And I think in this new generation of the 4 Series, it really builds even on the great foundation of the 3 Series that we have today, predominantly in 2 really important areas, like I just mentioned, one being the bold design, and 2 being the enhanced sportiness. And this really, we believe, firmly establishes this new 4 Series as the ultimate driving machine with the best-in-class driving dynamics in its segment. And on the next slide, if you wouldn't mind, Oleg, I want to give you kind of a glimpse into how we were thinking through the development process of this car over the years. And of course, there are 3 core things here that were front and center. One was design and dynamics, and those kind of played an even role in terms of our thinking. And third, of course, with technologies that you know, is important in any modern car. But in terms of design, and you know, I haven't talked about it yet, but it's something that we are you know, expecting to see good results with in the next years or so throughout the life cycle of the car, is the kidney grille. And it is you know, a very large kidney grille, and it is different. And this is something that we were very careful with in terms of how we were designing it, because our customers were asking for something different. And one of the things they were asking for is a differentiation between the 3 Series and the 4 Series. And there's probably no easier way to do that, most in your face, than creating a different design on the exterior. And that's exactly the approach that we took here. And the vertical style kidney grille is nothing new to the BMW group. If you look at our history, in the past we had the 328, the 326, the 501, the 502, a lot of cars, back 50, 60, 70 years ago that had this vertical style kidney grille, and we're not afraid to actually, venture out and try different style kidney grills. Looking at, one of my favorite BMW models, the 507. Once I think this car is seen in person and once we see it on the street, and I think throughout the life cycle of this vehicle, a lot of customers and a lot of people will come to appreciate the bold step that we took in design, because when you see the car in person, it really does a good justice to actually how the overall car fits together, including the kidney grille. Now, in terms of the dynamics of the car, the car has been improved on many levels, and especially in comparison to the predecessor. We've done things where we've stiffened the chassis. We've stiffened many components, both under and behind sheet metal that you can't see. That really provides for great dynamics, but also it provides for a uniqueness compared to the 3 Series, and in particular the M340, which has already received great reviews from many customers and from a lot of press. And this really allows for the dynamic driving. And a couple of other things about the 4 Series, it actually has an increased track width in the front and in the rear. That really, again, provides for this uniqueness in comparison to the 3 Series, and builds on top of that great foundation that we have. And I think from a technology perspective, I won't spend too much time here because Dustin already did a nice job of running through most of those new technologies that BMW has, and those are all going to be incorporated into the 4 Series that we are launching tomorrow. Now, on the next slide, in terms of the overall proportions, while it has grown in size, we really do believe that it's grown in all of the right places, both for dynamics and also for aesthetics. And compared to its predecessor, the new car has grown 5 inches in terms of overall length and 1 inch in terms of overall width. And this makes it really appear more elongated, more luxurious, and dynamic, at least as, what I think and a lot of our customers and people on the forums and online have mentioned so far. And this impression is really enforced by the typical icons of the BMW short overhangs and the longest coupe doors that we offer actually at BMW. And where the car grows in ways to help it perform is especially in the front track. And I think that you'll notice that, like I mentioned, in comparison to the 3 Series, provides some unique and even enhanced handling over that car. And on the next slide, I just wanted to kind of introduce you to one of the dynamic differences of the 4 Series. And I can talk to this slide a lot, but I think it's best for me to let you experience the car, both on the street and, in my opinion, more importantly, on the track, and really test the car and it happens. We're tracking the weather there on Monday. It's going to be interesting, but it should be a really good test of this car, and we're really confident that through the hours and hours and hours of testing that we've gone through, that this car is going to perform great in any weather condition that you might experience. So be on the lookout for some of the differences there that you might feel compared to the 3 Series, and for the improvements in steering and the overall dynamics of the car. And with that, there are just a couple of fast facts. The 430i and the 430i xDrive, and also the M440i xDrive are the cars that are launching tomorrow. The rear-wheel drive version of the M440i, which is a treat for the U.S. market that we fought a lot for to get, is coming in July of next year. So I would say be on the lookout for these cars on the road. If you haven't seen them already, hopefully you haven't, but they should be start to trickling out there onto the into customer hands. And I would really encourage you to really test this car and put it through its paces next week, because I'm really enthusiastic about everything that the 4 Series has become.